Hey everyone, don't get anxious, get prepared. Your career engineer right here. And thank you for joining us today for this episode. And we're going to jump into the power of that social media platform, that LinkedIn. Anyone who follows me knows I have been saying for years, we got to make sure we're doing our high tech and our high touch networking. So, focusing on the high tech today, we are going to be talking about the power of LinkedIn. And we definitely have a question for folks. What is the question? Is basically, are you LinkedIn or are you left out? I mean, are you linked in or are you left out? And that's exactly the focus of what we're hitting today. In fact, let me find the graphic so I can make sure I'm saying that right, right? Are we LinkedIn or are we left out? That's exactly where we're at today. So we have to answer that question because I'm telling you, if you're not linked in, you are linked out. So as we always say, get your pad and your paper. For those of us who are low tech, ain't nothing wrong with taking notes. I'm a fan of note taking. But if you're also high tech, that's okay. Use your digital devices too to take some notes so that you can make sure this very special place that you are rocking it and crushing it so you can get noticed and notified and do all kinds of wonderful things in this space. So, like I said, don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back. Like, we're going to get ready to jump on this. Yep, told you. Y'all know how I love pushing my little buttons. I'm all about that button life, right? So yes, LinkedIn or linked out. What are we going to be doing? Where are we? So I'm going to give you some really good tips about that, so you can make sure you take it up. Now, if you're watching me on LinkedIn, definitely we love your comments and everything, and because some of you can watch me on different platforms. But remember, if you have a question or comment about anything that we're saying here, whether you're catching us live or later or on Roku or Apple or Amazon, all the cool places that our content is at now, you can send me an email anytime, 24/7, right there at info@tcenow.com with a question or a comment of what we're talking about that can empower your career, your life, and your business. I mean, that's why we're here, to make every single Monday morning awesome. That's the whole point. We get 52 of them if we're lucky, right? If we're blessed, we get 52 of them. Let's make sure they are all incredible. So, like I said, today our focus is all things LinkedIn. I'm going to give you some TCE tricks, a couple of tips, but it doesn't negate you reaching out to me, right, on our website, rtcenow.com, and learning more ways that you can get empowered in your career, life, or business. So whether you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, you're an employee, you're an employer, you're the boss, right? Let's make sure we make Monday mornings awesome. No doubt, all the time. So, I can't talk about being LinkedIn or linked out if I don't give y'all a push up. Got to give you a push up, right? TCE push ups makes us stronger. So I hope you are enjoying our push ups. But the one for today is like, networking is not who you know, it's who knows you. That's something I've always believed. That's what we've always preached in the church of the TCE, right? It ain't about them numbers, y'all. It's about who knows you. And LinkedIn is a great place where you can get like access and opportunity, and you can be your own broker. You don't necessarily need a middle person to make a connection for you if you use it the right way. Okay. If you use it the right way. And it's a growing platform. So I can be saying something now that can be new or something could be improved. So you're going to be a forever learner, right? Everybody that watches me knows about the power of forever learning. You're not done. You're going to have to keep learning this. But again, if you have a question or comment, we definitely want to share it, and we will definitely put your questions and comments there. In fact, I'm going to say hello to Gil. Last name is Gil Gervajay. I think I said it right. Thank you for being here. And again, if you have a question or a comment, we will definitely put it out there, and we want to answer them while we are together. But again, remember, info@TCE Now if you have a question later. So let's jump, into my LinkedIn tips or tricks. Okay. One of the first things I've always liked to share with people is, no doubt every platform has a scale up. They all have great benefits, and there's also some things you probably shouldn't do before, if you scale up. So one thing I want everyone to do that's on this platform, and everyone should be here, if you are a career professional, if you are a business professional, all right, if you're an entrepreneur, yes, if you're someone that deals with commerce, whether you are a W 2, a 1099, or business entity, you should be here. That's number one. But if you're going to be here, don't pay first. Listen to me. I'm not trying to say like don't get the value. I'm sure there's a value in a paid membership. But what bothers me when I'm working with my clients is maximize the free level first, meaning that make sure you understand how to work the platform, all the nooks and crannies, what your navigation, your security, how you engage, how to upload, and how to set your certain skills and things for all the algorithms involved here before you pay for something. And I hear people all the time, yes, I'm a LinkedIn member, I'm a paid account, but I don't know how to use it. That's what bothers me. The I don't know how to use it part. So make sure you maximize how you navigate and how you engage with the free level first before you go ahead and jump into a fee, the paid level. Mr. Curvage says, "Can you please tell if my LinkedIn is job ready or not?" So that's a great question. That's a good one to get into. In terms of being job ready, I tell you, first of all, make sure you're doing this. So I'll tell you about job ready, like number two, right? 8 seconds for the initial wow, right in soundbite. So to be job ready, to see if your LinkedIn is job ready, one thing I want you to do is make sure you understand this. Like your LinkedIn profile could get viewed before your resumes these days. This is what some headhunters and recruiters do. They'll check you out on LinkedIn first. Then they might reach out and ask you for your resume. So is your LinkedIn job ready? LinkedIn is about exposure. It doesn't get you a job, but it helps you to get connected. It helps your exposure so someone can look at your credibility on LinkedIn, your value, at least their perceived value, okay, your performance, your accomplishment, your leadership, so that you can wow them, and then perhaps they'll reach out to you by message, by email, or what have you, to take it to another conversation. You got 8 seconds though. We only have 8 seconds to wow. You guys know that whole goldfish attention span with the internet has put us in a goldfish mindset. So we have 8 seconds to wow. And so with that being said, some of the things that you're going to put on your LinkedIn, make sure you have it in language that's it gets to the point. We call it sound bites in the communications world, right? We don't need chapter and paragraph. If you're taking all this time to get to the point, you've already missed it, because all you have is like 8 seconds. So we definitely want to write in sound bites. But here's something you guys can do at point 3. To the gentleman, are you ready? Are people going to notice you? I hope you have a profile picture that's decent. I mean, some folks get a nice photographer to do it, and there's nothing wrong with that. The other way is your phone, right? And something decent, a cute profile that shows you happy or joyful or something. And of course, your backgrounds. I love seeing the backgrounds and the photos, and I like backgrounds that sort of that really hit you. If you're a creative person, or if you're like a digital person, like there's so many ways that you can make backgrounds really kind of personify your brand. So there are some standard ones on LinkedIn. They're okay, but I'm saying this is a opportunity for you to be creative in your brand. He says, "I'm going to be a software developer. I currently final year as a batch student." Well, I'm glad to hear that. And you're going to stand up from the crowd. Absolutely. So as you're a student, and I'm loving the fact that students are here. That's what's up. You have this, you guys are fresh perspective, new talent, right? You've got the latest, and again, the latest. So as a student, you should be building that LinkedIn profile right now. Don't wait till you graduate. Just like your resumes. Don't be waiting till you graduate. You want to make sure you're building it now, right? You're building a network before you need it. You build your network before you need it. So LinkedIn is that place and space. So you want to make sure your brand is popping, and what you need it to be truthful. It is a business community, so we don't care about your dogs and all of that. I'm going to get into that a little bit, or your cute little pictures of you eating out at wherever you eat at, right? It's about business, because what if your next connections views your profile? What if the headhunter or the job is your dream views your profile? You want to wow. So that leads me to number 4, right? Pick the right skills. Lots of skills on LinkedIn. Make sure you pick the right ones, and filter your job alerts, and also strategic group membership. That's a threefer right there. There's 3 things I'm saying in one sentence, but they're all very important, and you want to understand how they sync together. So there's tons of skills. I have tons and tons of skills, but there's certain ones that are really in demand, right? So I need to know that for my industry. I need to know that as well. Just the skills that are not necessarily industry related, but are powerful, such as problem solving, creativity, complex problem solving, I should add, and certain things of that nature. My when I make job alerts, because you guys do know you can get interviews on LinkedIn. It happens all the time. In fact, there was a report that I actually talked about. I don't know if I did a TV segment on it, but I think 122 million people got job interviews on LinkedIn. And what that means is the headhunters, the recruiters, the decision makers found them, right, and reached out to them, and then they agreed to have a meeting. That's what's up. 122 million folks. So it's a wonderful place, but you have to make sure your job alerts, and you can filter them a million different ways. So make sure the filters that are important to you. Okay. Because you like, what would you do if you got 10,000 emails of a job opening and you couldn't handle that? So make sure you filter them so that you can handle the influx. And group memberships are so important, but we want folks to understand it's not about a whole bunch of groups, not a whole bunch of groups that you truly can engage with. How about groups that you sincerely have an interest in? How about groups that really mean something to you? So you will engage in that community so that others can get to know you, like you, trust you. You can have input, you can share content, and you never know. There could be a decision maker in the very groups that you're in, maybe software development groups or what have you, that you never know could be the person that can help you get to your next level of being. Okay. So group membership is important. We have a TCE network group on LinkedIn that I'm trying to make sure my network members use, but I'm a member of several groups, but a lot of them are ones that I really would love to engage with. I even got a fun group that has nothing to do with me being a career engineer. I'm gonna let y'all figure out what group that is, right? I just have some fun things I like to do. And there was a professional fun group where I can do it, right? So, number 5, really important, recommendations outweigh and endorsements any day. Now, understand endorsements are great. I thank all of you who have endorsed me, and I have endorsed many. If I got to know you, I'm able to see what you can do, or I know you from back in the day, and I can speak to your character, your work ethic, or some project that we worked on. Awesome. Endorsements are great, but recommendations that's it. That's crushing it. Get some recommendations from the folks who can speak to your workmanship, who can speak to your character, who can speak to your performance. You have to ask for it though. So if you don't have any connections, y'all, you can't. So that's why whoever you connect with, you need to be careful. I'm going to dive into that in a moment. But those recommendations, I mean, I have a person who was my supervisor when I was a worker way back when, right? And he was with the company, a vice president. So of course, having an endorsement from a vice president was great. But guess what? Now, years later, he's not with the company anymore, but he's in a wonderful another level of being, which is even more exceptional. And I still have his recommendation. So I still can reach out because you never know, people move and they grow, and you want to make sure that, your connections, you continue to build them. It's not just where you are, you continue to build them. And that's the other thing that's great by LinkedIn. Now, let me see. You're asking me a question. Am I in the States? I most definitely are. Yes, I am. Is that the right word? I most definitely am in the States. However, as you can tell, we serve on a global basis. As long as you've got the internet, we're able to connect, right? I like that. As long as you got the internet, we're able to connect. Speaking of that, my number 6, think of LinkedIn as your black book. Long time ago, of course, I might be sneaking with what my age is. Way back when there was this black book, and anyone who's anyone, you had one, and your most uh, powerful connections for whatever you do were in that book. Names, numbers. You could pick up your black book and call someone. It took you years to populate that book. I mean, business engagements and over your most sincere and sought after networking folks. So LinkedIn is our black book digital style. Now, of course, we've got this wonderful toy here, our phone, which has connections. My LinkedIn and my opinion of the folks that I'm connected to on LinkedIn are also people I should be able to call on my phone. I mean, that's how I think about it, right? It's not just I met someone who, oh, you're cute. I like your hat. Let's connect. Well, not so fast, because I think, at least for me, these are my tips and tricks. I like to also vet before I connect, because, I mean, newsflash, everyone on LinkedIn may not be honest. Everyone on LinkedIn may not have integrity. Everyone on LinkedIn may have some hustle potential, right? So you still need to vet folks the way you vet folks. If you were meeting someone in town or you were networking an event, how do you know they are who they say they are? How do you know that? You still need to vet before you connect. I'm really big on that because I'm not going to get you in my digital black book if I don't know if you meet my standards of TCE in terms of the people I like to connect with. And I'm looking for integrity. I'm looking for those things that folks consider boring these days: truth, integrity, performance, accomplishment, leadership, kindness, right? And no hustle zone, right? I ain't looking for no one trying to hustle me at all. So you have to vet before you connect. And that's from the student all the way down. And understanding there's some people you may not know. So, for example, there's some people who they've intrigued me. They've intrigued my why. I know why I'm on LinkedIn. Okay. Yes, we want to network. This is true. However, there's certain things I want to network with. There's certain things I want to have access to. There's certain places or spaces or people that I want to connect with. And I need to know my why so that if someone reaches out to me that's not a part of my why, I'm definitely not going to connect. But there may be some folks that intrigue me. They might be, ooh, well, that's interesting. Or the way the person's profile has intrigued me, or they kind of may have a space in my big why, my big picture. And I don't know them yet. And I might reach out. In fact, I had a for example story. There was someone who's connected to someone who I've just so overjoyed to meet. And that person, a person they know, reached out to me, which is what LinkedIn is all about. So a person I know, I reached out to them offline and said, hey, who is this person? Tell me what you know of him. How have you worked together with this person? What is your impression? Have you done business together? Would you work with this person again? Yes, I do those kind of questions before I reach out to someone, particularly if I'm getting a blind reach, right? Someone who just, oh, I just want to connect with her just because. Well, let's slow our roll a little bit. So please, so again, I can't say enough. I'm going to go right back to this. Please vet before you connect. You got to, because there are some folks that's shady. And just like our ancestors have said, if it walks like a duck and it clucks like a duck and they tell you it's a horse, don't believe it. It's a duck. So use your wisdom while you're here. It's very important. Number 7, and I think I alluded to this earlier, right? I'm not taking pictures of what I ate for dinner. I'm not taking pictures of, my more social engagements that I tend to have in other places and spaces, right? I mean, those of you who are part of my Facebook profile, not my business page, might see me share some other social stuff, but LinkedIn, I don't. It's not that kind of place. It's not. It's a different. You need to know the culture and why it's there. So it's not Facebook. It's not Instagram, and it's not WhatsApp. And I really don't want it to be. I mean, I know they've gotten a little social over the years. I've been a LinkedIner for a long time, and I know they got a little bit of it, but I want them to be what they were founded on, which was the community for the affluent and the influential. It was a community for business. It was a community for career professionals. And I hope they don't stray too far away from that, because that's one reason why I'm here. I like the fact that it's a business community. So we need to make sure we don't treat it. I know there are some folks now, I'll get some pushback from this. This is fine. But there are some people on LinkedIn, they call themselves lions, right? Which is great. LinkedIn Open Network, or LION. And I know they want to meet and populate, and they may have a business brand that might be their strategy and maybe it works for them. I'm not into the lion thing. I'm not trying to network with everybody, but I am trying to network with who I'm trying to network. So if you're a lion, just, I think you might want to rethink that a little bit. I mean, depending on what you're doing. I'm looking for relationships. I'm looking for the long term. I'm looking for slow, grow and grow, but take it a little slow. That's me. So lions I may not be cool to them, right? So, but that's my brand, and that's how we built the Career Engineer, by a lot of the things that we do and the people we know. It's LinkedIn has been a great community for growth for us. So I definitely want to. I don't know why I still left that up there, but it's, again, talking. I said all that because I was thinking about the Facebook. So let me give you a quick little bonus tip for you with this. Believe it or not, as much as I do LinkedIn profiles, and we help people to understand LinkedIn better and work it better and work it smart for their uniqueness, but I don't like uploading resumes to LinkedIn. I totally am against that. And I know there are other professionals in my space who do the work I do who are totally for it. You make the decision for you. I often tell all my clients, I am not doing that. I just don't think it's, I know it might, people, oh, well, that means they can automatically get your resume, but I don't want them, whoever them are, whoever they are, to automatically get your resume. I want them to ask you for it so you can know where you're putting your good stuff out there, right? So I've never been that kind of person. So in the one place, that's probably where I'm a dinosaur in this tech world, right? I like human touch. You want my cred, my credentials, you got to ask me for it. And it might slow things down, but that's okay because I don't need everything. I need the one that's going to make me happy. So that's just me. I'd love to hear your comments on it and what you think of that, right? So, what does all of this mean for you? Making to find out you be asking you this great question like, are you LinkedIn or are you left out? Well, it means that I've just given you 7 amazing ways that you can up the game in your LinkedIn profile because you have to. You have to. And find a way, and depending on what your why is and what your because I remember I did a segment on the power of knowing your why to see if LinkedIn fits into your puzzle. Some of you might get, depending what your why is, it might be other platforms that are better for you because of how you've structured your business or how you've structured your brand. And that's wonderful. But I still say you should have a presence here for the serious folks. I really feel that way. I mean, maybe we break it down to Gen Xers or boomers or millennials. I mean, just about everybody's up here, but you do want to have the right platform for what you're trying to do. So I'm just telling you that according to some of the numbers, what is it like? Oh gosh, I forgot the number, but like millions of headhunters are sitting here. Millions of the folks who make decisions in terms of business, procurement, those types of things, right, are sitting here. Access, collaborations, those types of things are sitting here. So if that's not a thing for you, then that's okay. This may not be the place you go to every day at 10 o'clock or what have you, but show up at least once a week. I mean, you can do that, right? So I think that's what you should do. So anyway, so you go out there and make life wonderful. Want you to have a fantastic week. We thank you for tuning in. Remember, no matter what platform you're watching me from, and again, we thank all of our folks who are watching us in different ways, like Roku and Amazon, and coming soon Apple TV. We may even be there. But like us and follow us and be a part of the TCE community. We would love to have you. And the best way to find us is simple: TCE now.com, tcenow.com. Again, thank y'all so much for allowing me to share, why I think LinkedIn is like so cool. And if we are not connected, send me a connection request the right way, in a genuine way, and let's see if we can connect those dots, right? So I want to thank you guys again for being here. I want to turn this one banner off. Boom, there we go. So you guys have an amazing week. Remember, make it purposeful, make it powerful, make it amazing. You don't blow it. You won't blow it. Like, don't blow this opportunity. Make it amazing. And I look forward to talking with you next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed, and most of all, don't get anxious. Always get prepared. God bless you.